So even if I'm going to say, probably some of you are going to say, so how did you start M&J? I also started M&J with a $50 laptop, which I still have. This is the laptop. It's a compact. You can see this laptop. I still have it with me. This is the laptop which started M&J. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a chair. I didn't have a desk, but I started off with just a laptop, which I wanted, because I started off with just registering companies. Hence, I wanted a laptop, and I would borrow a printer. I would just say, please, may I have a printer with the guy? Even my first office wasn't fancy. My first office, I was actually sharing with a guy who was repairing printers and was very dirty. But anyway, how did I ended up in my journey as a vendor? In 2009, I said to myself, I'm not getting back into the industry. So when I got back into the industry, I started off as an accounts clerk. I rose to be a bookkeeper, and I ended up being an accountant, worked for about 4 companies until 2014, when I was fired from where I was working. I was fired a lot of times, by the way. Don't ask me why, but anyway, what I also want to encourage young people who are still in university, when you're young, is the time to learn, not time to earn. If you're still 20-year-old, 25-year-old, probably less than 30, it's your time to learn, not time to earn. So most of our young people is, when you're getting out of university, you think you're going to get into an air-conditioned office. You think you're going to get a company vehicle. You think you're going to get a company house. Some of you, I've interviewed a lot of young people. Some of you are even demanding company wives and the company husbands. Forget about that. You need to start learning the ropes. Unfortunately, for us in Africa as a whole, what we are learning in universities, sometimes it's not even applicable to what they're demanding in industry. I will ask you a question which is nail-biting. It's this question. I'm not a racist, but I just want to impose this question to you guys, and I want you to answer me in the comment section. Why is that in primary level, ECD level, we've got schools, mixed schools with black and white? You're going to also see that in our secondary schools, we've got blacks and whites. But in our universities, especially in Zimbabwe, especially in countries like Zambia, we only have blacks. Where are the white people going? This is the question. I just want to impose this question to you. Answer me, where are the white people going? And why is that they are with us primary, they are with us in the secondary, but they are suddenly disappearing when they are going to the universities? This is a question to whoever is in the university, whoever has been in the university, and whoever is teaching in the university. So some of the people are going to say they are going abroad, but I also say to you, go to Royal Golf Club today. You're going to meet many white people. Get into most of the fancy restaurants in Boredo Brook, Chisipiti, Avondale. You're going to see white people are there. You're also going to see that in Boredo Brook Golf Course, it's mostly the membership, it's mostly white people. So why is that they are jumping this stage whereby they are not getting through the universities? Why is that they don't want to get these degrees? Why is that they don't want to get these masters? Why is that they don't want to get these doctorates? This is a question for you. I'm just asking you. I'll probably explain what I think. What I think is, whether we like it or not, these guys have developed better than us. Hence, when they're getting into an education system, but you can get a white person into Bero College doing agriculture. You can get a white person in another college doing something which is practical, which they are going to use at their workplace. So what I want to say to young people is, when you're still in university, it's not time for dating. I know that the syllabus which have been given are so short and sometimes they are generalized. Sometimes we've got engineers who cannot even, I've got an engineer who cannot produce a toothpick. At one point, as Africans or as Zimbabweans, we're importing water. At one point, we're importing toothpicks, but we've got engineers. We're telling ourselves that we've got the best education system. So where is the innovation going? As we've got many educated people in Africa, why is that as Africa, we've got plenty of resources. We've got gold, we've got diamonds, we've got chrome, we've got lithium, but we wait until China has produced a lithium battery for us. During COVID-19, we were waiting for India to give us vaccines. We're waiting for China to give us vaccines. We're even complaining that these guys are delaying with vaccines. We even blamed that COVID was brought by 5G. Are we really educated as Africans? Are we really learning what we are supposed to be learning in our universities? So I want to challenge our kids. If you're doing mathematics, if you're doing accounting in the university, why can't you start checking on YouTube and see the softwares which are being used in accounting? Learn about Pastel, learn about QuickBooks, learn about Zoho books, not learning to pass. You guys are just getting into universities, you just want to get your 1-1, you just want to get your 2-1, but you are not learning anything. Our difference is these guys are learning in order for us to apply things. If I was going to be a chancellor of any university, if I had power to change our curriculum, I was going to say, for you to graduate as a marketer, for you to graduate as a sales degree, would just give you probably laptops to sell during a semester. We just say, this semester we want you to sell 50 laptops. If you sell 30, it's 30 out of 50, you've got 60%. If you're a marketer, we're going to give you campaigns which you're supposed to do. We're going to give you logos which you're supposed to be doing. We're going to give you market strategy which you're supposed to do in a practical way. Right now, it's a pity that we've got kids who don't know how to run Zoom. Right now, we've got young people who are actually on this platform who cannot write an email. Right now, we've got young people who are doing mathematics, we've got young people who are doing accounting, we've got young people who are doing engineering, and they cannot even run, and they don't know how to do formulas on Excel. So what does it mean about our African way of doing things, or rather, our education and our curriculum? That's why to myself, I said, I learned a lot. I'm not saying school is bad, but I'm saying as you are in the school, there's no one who is going to teach you Excel. But instead of you following my TT, yes, she's my sister, I like her so much. We also work together. I'm saying instead of you following jokes on social media, instead of you knowing all the scandals which are happening on social media, I tell you, some of you right now, some of you who are present here, you even know the demands of a certain pregnancy of a socialite better than you know about your work, better than you know about your degree. So the time you are using busy chasing socialites, why can't you use that time to start learning about Excel? Why can't you start learning about knowing what is really happening in your industry? If you're a doctor, aspiring doctor who is doing medicine, that's why even African doctors, when you get into the States, they say you're not a qualified doctor. Please go back, because why? They are now using robots to operate people in America. They are now using robots to operate people in South Korea. Here we are still using our hands. We are still using, everything is still manual. So where are we as Africa? Right now we are in the phase of AI, but I tell you as Africa, we still haven't even maximizing using Google. So right now, I'm challenging you, the student who is in UZ, a student who is in NAST. Right now, most of you, only one person is graduating. The rest are just copying assignments. When you've got a degree, you also want to be paid according to your degree. You're saying there's no way someone who is degreed is going to be paid this amount of money. But the truth is, the industry is not paying degrees. The industry is paying value. The industry is paying people who know what they are doing. The industry is now no longer looking for degrees. I'll tell you at M&J, I've quit recruiting people based on their qualifications. I will now recruit people based on their abilities to deliver. Right now, as I speak, I've got a consultant who is she's just 18 years old. We've got a consultant, a sales consultant, who is doing better than degreed consultant, but they're just 19 years old. Because why? It's now all about soft skills. The world has changed.